The guna code is purity, sattva, passion, rajas, apathy, tamas. We see that in us. There are times when you are extremely lethargic. You don't want to do anything. And even if someone else suggests activity, you get irritated, angry. Example, tomorrow morning, on a Sunday morning, if someone says, why don't you do this for me? You say, get out of here. You get irritated. Lethargy, apathy. Then Monday morning comes and you're all keyed up for action. But it is desire-driven. It's full of passion. It is full of selfishness. And so even though you are acting, it has negative repercussions, which is stress, inability to enjoy the fruits of your endeavors, inability to act properly. All this happens with rajas. And sattva is that pure moment in your life when you are absolutely tranquil. There's nothing you want. There's nothing that you are craving for. It's not sleep, because your intellect is alert, alive, awake, and you're brimming with ideas, creativity. Particularly if you are in a creative field, if you are a writer or artist, you will find that it's, or a sports person for that matter, any field. It's only when your mind is calm, that your thinking is alert, you're creative, and action's brilliant. It just flows. Have you experienced that? There are times when effortlessly you're able to come up with excellent actions. Just in a matter of a few minutes, you finish the whole day's work. So, that is sattva. Now, the three gunas are explained in different ways. And those of you who are interested in the details, there is an entire CD, a 60-minute exposition on just these three gunas. It's called the Guna Code, right? Yeah. So the three gunas, shortly, just briefly, is tamas is the state of ignorance. When your vasanas, your desires, are in an unmanifest state. And extreme tamas is deep sleep. Rajas is when your desires, when you wake up, your desires start manifesting. And these desires manifest from a state of restlessness, emptiness, lack of self-sufficiency. And you go rushing out into the world to acquire objects and beings, to fulfill this restlessness. This is called, so therefore you are constantly in a state of agitation. You see people like that in our city, in Mumbai city. There is a great deal of dynamism, but a great deal of rajas. And at the drop of a hat, you're willing to pick up a fight with anybody. That's rajas. So you see a rickshawala and a taxi driver fighting with each other. You see people fighting in trains for space. You find people fighting in offices, arguing with each other. A typical quality of rajas is not accepting that you are at fault. A tamasic person also does not accept, but a tamasic person is not even aware. A rajasic person is aware, but he quickly passes the blame on to somebody else. A sattvic person is in a state of serenity because he is in contemplation of the higher. The moment you inject the thought of the higher into your personality, your entire personality develops a sattvic flavor. So how much of sattva do you need? Just a little. That little bit of sattva is enough to subdue your personality. And that's what is lacking today. So what he's saying here is, you need to, he says, the Vedas explain the three gunas. As long as you are caught up with the three gunas, you will remain in the world. So the objective is to become nistra, rise above the three gunas. And how do you rise above the three gunas? Just eradicate tamas and rajas and establish yourself in sattva. That's what he's saying here. Once you are 100% sattva, you cannot exist as a human being, because in order to be a living being, you need all three. The moment you eradicate tamas and rajas, you get catapulted, you get pushed into the state of enlightenment or realization. And this is the mission and purpose of our life here.